Well, very good afternoon to all of you. I think my job is very easy to do after Thomas. I want to share the next 10-15 minutes with all of you on just one thing. I want to talk about the construction industry. And I want to share with you some of those, to my mind, quite fundamental changes in our industry in the last 2-3 decades. Of course, I want to give you an update on how we in Singapore has responded to all these fundamental changes. We face a lot of challenges, but we also learn a lot from this journey. And to a great extent, this was also my personal journey in the last 10, 15 years leading the Singapore Building and Construction Authority. So to start with, I must admit that the construction industry is an extremely conservative industry. While today, I believe almost no one living in any city would get fired by drilling into this piece of wood. Nobody. But we still have builders, contractors, laying bricks when building many of our houses, just like what the Romans have been doing thousands of years ago. But of course, things are changing extremely rapidly in the last few decades. So, what are these fundamental changes in our industry? First, I'm referring to the green building movement in response to global climate change in almost every city. Second, the digital revolution that the previous speakers talk a lot about. And lastly, to me, is probably quite important, if not the most important, it is the paradigm shift in technology in construction. You see, many countries across the world are experiencing this green building revolution in the last few decades. Singapore, at the Paris Accord, has reaffirmed our commitment to reduce carbon emission by 36% from 2005 level. And building will contribute at least a fifth to a quarter of this target. So to reach that target, we have gone all out in the last 10 years to green our buildings and infrastructure. So ever since we launched the Singapore Green Mark in 2005 as a rating system to evaluate environmental sustainability of building and infrastructure in the tropics, we have not looked back. And our effort, I must say, have borne fruit. Today, we have greened 33% of our entire building stock in Singapore, including existing buildings. And we have set a national target of greening 80%, 80, of our entire building stock by 2030. And we are confident we are on track to meeting this target. And to do our part for the environment, we have also shared our experience with cities in our region. Today, we have more than 300 Green Mark projects in 80 cities in this region, including some part of Africa. Going forward, our green building aspiration is this. We want to achieve positive energy, low-rise building, generating more energy than you use. We want a zero-energy, medium-rise building and a super low-energy, high-rise building. That's our aspiration. To do that, we need breakthroughs. We need breakthroughs in design and in construction and in technology. And we are also looking for innovative and cost-effective green building solutions. So to have a start, we have built the BCA Skylab, which is the world's first high-rise, rotatable R&D lab for the tropics in 2016 at the BCA Academy. And we have also secured US $70 million in terms of funding support for R&D. And we are seeing some of these early results in the form of, for example, a green air conditioning system. It was just announced 3-4 days ago by our university. And we are sure we need to make a lot more breakthrough in the future. That's green building, sustainability. Second, the digital revolution, and of course, all this disruption you heard about just now. It has transformed almost all economic sector, and the built environment sector is no exception. So progressing from 2D design and drawings to 3D BIM modeling in our industry was a big challenge to many cities. But it also provides an extremely powerful tool to integrate the entire value chain from developer all the way down to subcontractor and fabricators through virtual design and construction, VDC. So effectively, you have a full dress rehearsal before you physically build on site. So countries such as the US, UK, and many other Scandinavian countries, they are at the forefront of this technology, China, Hong Kong included. For Singapore, after many years of training and promotion to the industry, we have now made BIM submission a requirement for all regulatory approval for all projects above 5,000 square meter in size. So whether it is fire safety, structural safety, etc., you need regulatory approval, you need to use BIM. So today, we have 65% of all our bigger contractors and 85% of our bigger consultants using BIM. So in terms of value, 92% of all our projects in terms of floor area are using BIM, and to many of them VDC in Singapore today. But this is to us only the first baby step. There are a lot more that need to be done. So we are now working with our industry to promote the adoption of what we call integrated digital delivery. To us, IDD provides enormous opportunity to really harness digital information and solution to design, manufacture, construct, deliver, build asset for smart operation and maintenance. Under this new IDD master plan we just announced 2 months ago, we are focusing on 4 specific areas. Digital design, digital manufacturing and fabrication, digital construction, and digital asset delivery and management. It is the entire value chain that we are talking about. So we envision that the industry would harness these tools under IDD to really transform fabrication, construction, design, integrating with supply chain and FM at the end of the day. So with all this, we believe you can achieve much better life cycle management and real integration of the entire value chain. Well, I said earlier on, the construction industry is a very conservative industry. I must also add that there has been a quiet technological revolution in the last 2 decades or so, partly in response in many cities to the manpower squeeze to fundamentally change the way we build. So gathering momentum is this attempt to transform the industry to be more like manufacturing under this DFMA approach Thomas was talking about just now, moving as much construction work off-site to the factory, where you can do streamlining, automation, etc., etc. And the components manufactured move to the site for assembly. But DFMA, to us, is not just precast construction. It is not just drywall. It is not just prefab bathroom. All these are at the lower end of DFMA. What I'm talking about is at the higher end of DFMA. The focus of DFMA should be at the highest level. And we should be focusing on all this game-changing technology, such as prefabricated, prefinished volumetric construction, PPVC, building the Lego way. And we believe that this can help improve significantly productivity. And indeed, we have, in the last 3 years, made a bold step to make it a tender requirement for many of our high-rise residential projects, 40 stories, under this public land sales program in Singapore, to build up that economy of scale and, of course, the whole ecosystem to really sustain this fundamental change in the way we build. And we believe that the benefit of DFMA really go beyond just saving manpower, time, and so on and so forth. You take a look at this. Oh, it's not working. It is working good. This project in Changi Airport, the Crown Plaza Hotel, extension, 10-story building, the superstructure was built in 26 days, 240 rooms. It is less disruptive, and it minimizes all this negative impact of a construction site on the surrounding neighborhood. And when you have more and more brownfield sites, infill development, this is going to be critical. I must say that there are many such projects around the world. It's not just in Singapore, but really changing the way we build is no easy task. But we are confident that with government and the industry working together, we should be able to achieve our target. And just to share with all of you, we intend to have 40%, 40, of all our projects in Singapore to make use of this higher end of DFMA by 2020, 3 years' time. I would like to conclude by asking a question. Aside from making all these changes in green, digital, technological advancement, and so on, what more do we need to do? Do we need a fourth revolutionary change? Well, I believe we do. We need a mindset change in the way we work together in the entire value chain. I dare say, most of our procurement and contracting practices today for consultancy, for construction projects, feed on this silo mentality. It does not provide interaction and collaboration among the project parties to work together from the onset, from day one, to smoothly deliver the project in a timely manner. We need to embrace collaboration and partnership and really break away from this dominant silo mentality and adversarial procurement and contracting practice that stifle innovation and teamwork. In simple terms, we need a mindset revolution, moving our industry from the blame culture, blaming each other when things go wrong, to a collaborative culture. Under this, many of these new practices, IPD, alliance contracting, and of course in UK and Hong Kong, NEC, new engineering contract. And I'm really glad to note that the Hong Kong Development Bureau has piloted NEC for many years, since 2009. And I understand that while there were many, many problems and challenges and so on, there has been some very good success in terms of cost and time saving. And I believe this is really a good sign. So to sum up, beyond the green, digital, technological revolution in our industry in the last few decades, I take this one, the mindset change towards collaboration and partnership in our industry, as the fourth revolution that we need to really propel our built environment sector, our construction industry forward. So thank you very much. Thank you, ICE, for inviting me here. Thank you.